Here are the 3 biggest risks of investing in social housing. Generally, you only ever hear about all the amazing positive reasons why you should invest in property and in social housing. But in today's video, I'm going to give you the biggest risks of investing in the social housing model so you can make an educated decision on your next investment. I absolutely love the social housing investment strategy, and I make no qualms about that whatsoever on my channel. And this is why my new business is completely based around it. I'm a very risk averse person. I don't go into my personal investments lightly either, and I particularly don't recommend investments to my friends and family that I won't or don't invest in myself. All investments come with an element of risk, and it's up to you as an investor to analyze that risk, and me as a property investment provider or property sourcer to mitigate that risk. Because I invest in these deals myself, you can be sure that I've dug deep into the risks of these and prepared for them properly. So in no particular order, but first up, drum roll please, is the contracts. Number 1, the contracts. There are 3 main contracts in the whole transaction. That's the commercial FRI lease that we sign with the landlord, the commercial FRI lease that we sign with the provider, and then the joint venture agreement that the investor signs with us. If these contracts are not watertight and haven't been revised and edited by a legal professional and also by yourself, there's a big chance that you could lose your money. There have been loads of horror stories in the past of companies running away with investors' cash, and obviously you don't want that to happen to you, and we don't want that to happen to you either. To manage this risk, you can get a solicitor to run through the contract that you sign directly with the investment partner or investment company you're working with, which in our case is the contract you would sign with us. You should also make sure that there are certain stipulations within that contract. So for example, we novate our commercial FRI leases directly to you, the investor, in the unlikely events that our business was to go into administration, as normally that would mean your money and your investment would go down with us too. So make sure you are happy with the contracts and that they are detailed enough to be legally binding. Number 2 is do your due diligence on the investment company. You have to do your DD on the company that you are investing and passing your money over to. I would encourage and implore anyone investing with us to do thorough research into ourselves and our business. I plaster myself all over blinking social media. So I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, I'm on YouTube obviously. So if I'm not who I say I am, I'll have a lot to answer for. And the fact that someone is active on social media is normally a great indicator that they can be trustworthy, but it isn't the only indicator. You might not know, for example, I also have a business partner, and you might want to look into their background. If you did, you would find that he has an amazing background in analysis and risk analysis for some of the world's biggest banks. So make sure to check Companies House, make sure to check compliance of these companies too. Talk to previous investors as well. Just the other day, I actually passed an old investor's number on to a new investor to help instill some confidence in them. If you're not doing your due diligence or your DD on the company that you're passing money to, you're just creating a risk for yourself. Number 3 is how stable is the provider? The housing provider could potentially not pay, and you don't want to be investing with a provider that has bad accounts or is overpaying their rent, meaning it's not sustainable. You want to make sure they've been running for a long time and also have a solid foundation as well. Now, we don't actually release the details of the providers that we work with to our investors, mainly because we used to, and investors try to contact the providers directly. It ruined our relationship, or potentially nearly ruined our relationship with some of the housing providers that we work with. So now we have to keep them close to our chest. But if you were to do this yourself and not use a company like us to facilitate it for you, you need to be going on Companies House, checking details, looking into the background of the company and the directors, and doing local research on rent to ensure that what you're paying is sustainable, or what they're paying you is sustainable. At our company, we have someone who worked in risk assessment, holds a fellowship membership in accountancy, and is hugely experienced in this sort of analysis. And that's it. To wrap this up, let's go through what we've discussed invest. Make sure that your contracts that you're working with are watertight, and to be absolutely certain, you can always get a third-party solicitor to look over them for you. Make sure you carry out an in-depth due diligence on the investment company that you're going to be handing your money to, and make sure the housing provider that you're working with is stable, or ensure that the company that you're investing with has enough in-house resource and experience to do this analysis on your behalf. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got any value from this, please make sure to like, comment and subscribe, particularly comment, because I absolutely love answering your questions and I've learned a lot recently myself. Also, if you want to invest in property and you would like to invest in property with us, just click one of the links below and you can get in touch directly with me. We can start talking about live deals, or if you just want to find out a little bit more about how we work, you can book in a free 20-minute, no obligation discovery call, and we can talk about your property aspirations and see if we can help you achieve those. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.